You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
Oh, how's it going, gentlemen? My name is Scott McKay from X&Y Communications, and you're tuned in to another Snippet from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop Podcast. Today, I want to talk about the collective sigh of relief, all right? You know, I don't get political around here too often, but something strange has happened since early November, and I hesitated to bring this up in the context of any kind of public address, but now that I've talked to so many people, and it seems like everybody's feeling something similar, I want to go ahead and acknowledge it with you, not because you've necessarily been hiding under a rock or something, but as always, it comes down to your success with women and gaining every advantage you can in both attracting them and relating to them, right? Well, since the election happened, I don't know if you've noticed, but regardless of how people voted, either for Kamala or for Donald Trump, it seems like everybody is more upbeat. Everybody is happier. Everybody is less stressed. And believe it or not, almost everybody is optimistic towards what's going to go on in 2025. And let me tell you what, for the record, I sort of believe that this particular feeling, this particular vibe the country is experiencing right now would have been the same regardless of which candidate won. And here's why I think that way. What I think's happened here is there was so much fear-mongering prior to the election, rather extreme rhetoric from both sides, really, each trying to characterize their respective opponents as just horrible people who are going to do very dangerous things to the United States of America and presumptively to the whole world as well, right? The whole world was watching. There was a lot of fear, is what it was. Just flat out, straight up fear, perpetuated, yes, by the media and also between ourselves on social media, that if the wrong candidate became president, basically the world would end, democracy would end as we know it, and perhaps there would even be a bloody civil war or some kind of coup as a result of this election. And then what happened was, after the election was over and Donald Trump was elected president, there was no blood flowing in the streets. There was no violence. In fact, the opponents of Donald Trump were acting in a weirdly conciliatory tone. And I think it took a lot of people by surprise. By everybody, I mean, of course, both men and women, but especially women. Now, I've said in the past that if we were to be able to get inside a woman's mind, we would be amazed at how afraid we feel. Women are security-seeking creatures, and they go through life afraid of things. They can't defend themselves physically like men can, at least most of them can't, and they really do respond to a man who makes them feel safe and secure. So now you have a situation where post-election cycle, everybody's breathed a collective sigh of relief. We're all going to be okay. You know, the United States is going to be okay. Sure, there are a lot of people out there who are still promoting pretty extreme views and still trying to spout out the same rhetoric they were pre-election, but more and more people are tuning those folks out or even telling them to just shut the hell up. And what's going on then is that women are feeling less stressed about safety, about potential damage being done to their lives, their country, to each other. The threat of violence seems to have been vastly overrated, at the very least. That's almost a euphemism at this point to talk like that, right? And so what you have now as a man is an opportunity. People, because they're feeling less fear, are going to be happier. They're going to be more at ease. They're going to be less skittish. And once again, I'm talking especially about women. Certainly a lot of guys were feeling that way and are relaxing more, but I think whatever we as men are feeling goes double for the female gender. So you're noticing women are indeed a little easier to talk to. They're not even necessarily so bearish against men in general, right? And of course, that's sort of a pun because of the bear in the woods argument you've heard before, where certain women have said out loud that they would rather see a bear in the woods than a man because they would feel safer. You know, it's a feminist trope for sure, but you're hearing less about that. And if you are indeed going out and being social, you're noticing women are happier, they're friendlier in general, right? not necessarily on an individual basis, but if you weigh the entire scenario right now, women in general are indeed easier to talk to, friendlier, and ready to go out and have some fun again because they've emerged from this shell of fear. So my big takeaway for you guys today is there's a massive opportunity coming your way in 2025 to, first of all, relax into 2025 ourselves, shed that perhaps reactive fear that we're feeling that women are going to reject us and not like us and not want anything to do with us, and put what I'm telling you to the test. If you relax and are more upbeat and are expecting women to be happier and more upbeat themselves, what's going to happen? Well, chances are, since women follow a man's lead, you're going to be making her feel even safer and more comfortable than she did already nowadays. And you're going to get the girl where every other guy who's still afraid women are going to bite their heads off isn't going out and putting what I'm talking about to the test. Want to talk about this or anything else? Scott at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.